even if you get one little bit of information, in my opinion, out of one video that you watch, I feel as if it's worth it.
Rack it, take 5 breaths, do it again. Cut it. And rotate all your whole body. That's it. Yeah, you walk it.
Explain to us the theory or the reasons why you would have dark chocolate before training. Now, you obviously used to do PT one-on-one, then you moved to teaching, and then you started the app.
Yep.
Very quick jump through there. How long did it take you to actually develop the app? Hey guys, my name is Lawrence Templar and welcome to my channel, and this is Pre-Chats. Now today for a very special guest, we have someone who has their very own training app with over 10,000 active members and his very own facility. And I have been told by multiple people that he has better hair than me, so without further ado, Eugene Teo.
Hello.
Hey mate, so many cameras.
I'm trying to look at.
The biggest thing that we had with feedback was people like, you've only got one camera.
Yeah.
Oh, now we have 3.
Yeah. No, always. I mean,
no more of this.
Podcast production's gone up so high.
Yeah.
You gotta be competitive.
This is very true.
It's weird having a podcast now that's just audio.
Yeah.
When people expect you to have video all the time. I think Spotify's opening up for all podcasts on there to have video if they wanted to.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
I do have to look into that.
Yeah.
Now the show's called Pre-Chats, as a couple of you know. Now we did speak earlier and we did talk about pomegranate and dark chocolate. Okay, now I have a big bowl of disappointment for you.
Okay.
Because I realized that pomegranates aren't in season.
No, they're expensive. Yeah, they're hard to come by.
I just couldn't find them.
All right, yeah.
Everywhere I went, couldn't find them. But I did see that on one of your posts, you did have blueberries.
Blueberries will do.
So we had blueberries, we have a couple of bowls, and then we have a couple of options of chocolate. Now you did say you like all dark chocolate, but this 70%, 85%, 95%,
nice,
and 90.
99.
99.
99.
99.
Cacao.
Yeah.
This one's delicious.
It is delicious.
You can't have a lot of it because it destroys your tongue, your taste buds.
This is very true. My favourite's definitely the 85 over the 90, but sorry, over the 70. But it is up to you.
You know, for recording, like for audio, eating chocolate's like one of the worst things you can do for voice.
But that's great.
Yeah.
We have to be original.
Yeah. I mean, we're not singing or anything, so it's not as big a deal. But I don't even know what it is. There's a lot of like theories out there as to whether it's like it coats your vocal tract, something like that. But for some reason, it's a very noticeable thing. So it's not, maybe
actually,
it's not just
chocolate
chocolate. It makes it, for some reason, it makes it more challenging to speak and to speak clearly. And it can, like, I don't know, make your voice a little bit more hoarse or something.
Well, I mumble on a good day, so
yeah,
we will see how we go.
Excited.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Now, I have been eating chocolate pre-training for a very long time, since I trained with you in 2017. I remember I did a test and a couple of things were low, and you did suggest that the chocolate would help with that in terms of endorphins.
Oh, is that the organic acids test?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Can you explain to us the theory or the reasons why you would have dark chocolate before training?
So there are a whole bunch of different chemicals in there, plant chemicals, that I can't remember the names of. But they, for one thing, they do promote vasodilation, so more blood flow, which can help with production of energy, performance, endurance, even if you're not like doing endurance style work, but helping you with that is always going to be beneficial.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember from the organic acid side of things, I do believe there are some compounds in chocolate. I might be wrong with this though, because this is a long time I'm remembering now. There are some compounds found in the cacao bean that can upregulate, I guess, for lack of a better term, these pathways, help your body produce more dopamine.
Okay, I think that's the reason why.
So I believe for you, if I can remember, you were having issues with not necessarily dopamine, but it was more so norepinephrine, which is it's not a precursor, like dopamine is a precursor to norepinephrine. So if you want to increase norepinephrine, you might need to increase dopamine. To do that, you could do things like maybe take tyrosine, but there are also certain foods like dark chocolate that could help have that response as well.
Yep.
So it's a very common thing that a lot of people may struggle with, maybe reward or motivation, or being able to focus as well. Because a lot of this stuff is heavily dopaminergic, that they seem to be depleted for some reason, whether it's our lifestyles, whether it's stress, whether it's who knows what. And chocolate, how much of a difference is it really going to make? I've got no idea. Could be very minimal. It could be all placebo. But I figure, look, if it's going to, at the very least, give you some performance benefits from the blood flow vasodilation perspective, hey, I'll take that. But there is actually a ton of cool research being done in the last 5-10 years or so on dark chocolate. Where they're showing that cacao, specifically in dark chocolate, it can improve the production of BDNF, or brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is helping your body produce new brain cells or new nerve cells, helping them communicate with each other better. So again, we're looking at things like attention, focus, memory, outside of the gym. Those are things that I care about. So that's the first thing that actually got me into dark chocolate. It wasn't from the training, it was more so like I was trying to find things that I could do to improve my brain function above all else. I think there is a small bit of caffeine, maybe. Maybe in cacao. It might be so minimal though.
Definitely not as much as a coffee.
No, definitely not as much as that, no. But I feel like maybe if you did get the cacao bean and you reduced it and extracted it a certain way, you may get a fair bit of caffeine from it. But yeah, that's it for pre-workout.
And I feel it.
You feel it, don't you?
I feel it.
It's fucking horrible. You got to have a chaser with it.
What's obviously not the blueberries, but the pomegranate, which we were meant to get. I was meant to get. I didn't get it. I apologize. But I saw in one of your posts that you said it's very similar in terms of what it does, but it travels through a different pathway. Is that correct?
Yeah. So these are not pomegranate arils, obviously. These are blueberries.
These are disappointment.
Yeah, these are little disappointment berries, not pomegranate seeds. But the pomegranate, it has a whole bunch of different chemicals, and again, these are all different plant chemicals. And plants, they produce these chemicals as potentially, the theory is they produce these chemicals as a defense mechanism because they are slightly poisonous to all organisms to help them thrive, because that's what plants want to do. They want to be able to thrive and proliferate just like you or me want to. But they can't get up and go mate. They've got to be able to spread their seed and survive and kill off any offenders. So a lot of these plant chemicals that we find in cacao or pomegranate or maybe blueberries as well, they act as hormetic stressors to us, where they might kill a bug, they might kill an animal, but to us they're not that poisonous, but it creates a little bit of a stress response that our body then upregulates other pathways to have a anti-inflammatory effect potentially, or have more of an immune effect, or more have who knows what. Depends which pathway is activated. And then the actual compounds themselves, they could be converted into other things as well. So pomegranate specifically, pomegranate has something in it called larger tannins, which is anything time you hear like these tannin kind of molecules, that's usually what gives these different foods the very astringent kind of flavor, that not sour, but kind of tacky kind of feeling in your mouth, and you can't have too much of it. And those are larger tannins. They get broken down and converted into something called urolithin A in the gut. In most people, or in some people I think, I don't think in all people, urolithin A. And urolithin A then goes into the bloodstream and potentially has a whole bunch of different benefits for energy production, for maybe mitochondrial biogenesis, for aerobic respiration, how your body produces energy, all these kinds of things. And it could be maybe an anti-cancer thing as well. That's like, hey, that's really fucking cool. The downside to that is like a lot of that stuff is all mechanistic data, and it sounds like it could happen in theory in a petri dish. Does it play out to all humans? Maybe not. Like I do believe urolithin A has been tested and been shown to like not happen, that conversion process not happen in a lot of people. And we don't really know what's happening there and why that is. Because when you're looking at the gut, there's so much unknown stuff. What we do know for pomegranate though, is pomegranate does have, it's a very dense source of nitrates.
Yep.
Okay, it's part of why people take a lot of beetroot pre-workout as well. Like beetroots have been very, very well tested as a pre-workout performance enhancer, especially for endurance events. Because when you increase nitrate intake, whether from beetroot or pomegranate or from other supplementation, when you take in nitrates, that will increase the production of nitric oxide. So again, vasodilation, that's going to help with how your mitochondria produce energy, how you are able to push for more longer in the gym or out of the gym if you're doing endurance events. That's why beetroot got really popular. Pomegranate is, I don't know why it didn't get as popular. Maybe there wasn't as much research around it compared to beetroot.
Or not as available.
Maybe not as available, I don't know. But I feel like pomegranate is a very widely accepted fruit for a lot of people. Like every culture in the world seems to like really love pomegranate. It's one of their like big fruits. But for whatever reason, it hasn't pushed as far as I've seen beetroot being pushed as a pre-workout performance enhancer. But they can be quite interchangeable. I do think beetroot's got more nitrates in it from memory as opposed to pomegranate. So maybe that's why, who knows?
Fair enough. I like it anyway.
Yeah, tasty.
Going back to when I said what I was training with you, and then this is what you did suggest, that was 2017. I went and saw one of your courses with Luke Lehman in 2016.
Oh, you did too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know you've taught with a lot of people, done a lot of courses. I taught a lot of courses and traveled a lot of places to teach those courses. If you could pick anyone to teach a course with, past, present, someone you think might exist in the future, who would it be and what would you want to teach?
Jesus. I don't even know. That's a really good question. I never thought about who would like be the white whale, the one that got away, or the one that I would love to teach with. Who?
Great white buffalo.
No, I really can't think of anybody. It's kind of strange where there are a lot of people that I respect in the industry, but it wouldn't be as far as me saying, yes, I can't wait to teach with them, or I'd love to be able to present with them. Not because I'm so arrogant or anything like that. It's more so like it doesn't really push me to think, I want to teach with them or anything like that.
Okay.
Or if they came to me saying, hey, Eugene, would you love to teach with you? I'd be like, that'd be cool, I guess. I guess I might not even be in that mindset as much anymore. Of saying, trying to find collaborations to run events with, maybe that kind of thing. Like everyone I have taught with, I've really enjoyed that experience. It's been a lot of fun. But there isn't anyone that I would put on that pedestal. I'm very open to it. Like honestly, if somebody comes to me and is like, hey, you want to teach together? I'm like, sure, what do you want to teach about?
I thought for sure you would say Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
You used to wear those T-shirts.
I still do.
Every time.
I still do. I had one on this morning. I got some food on it, so I didn't want to
you had to
mess up.
change.
Yeah, I had to change for you.
I completely understand. I appreciate it. Cool.
Yeah.
I like
That's
it.
kind of my process.
Pardon me.
Chocolate, man. It's a bad idea.
It's in there. Now, you obviously used to do PT one-on-one, then you moved to teaching, and then you started the app. Very quick jump through there. How long did it take you to actually develop the app?
I had a website before that from around 2017 or so for about a year, because I was on tour then at the time, and I built that out. That was just me. I built that out myself to be able to put content onto, to be able to say, okay, here's my lectures that you can get a membership to then look at all that. That was 2017, 2018. And then pretty quick, I was like, I need to make an app because that's the direction that the demand was heading in. People were saying to me, hey, the education's really cool. I love learning all this stuff. Now, how do you implement it? And I was like, well, I don't want to coach because I know that I don't have the resources to be able to handle the coaching demand, and it wouldn't be a good service if I was to try to do that. It would be a step backwards. So like, how can I do? I need to make an app where I can deliver a better experience that a website actually can't do, because websites can be surprisingly clunky. Websites are quick, but they can't give you the same functionality that you can get from a piece of software tech that you've built out yourself. So like, I've got to do that. And then I had everything on the app. It wasn't even programs or anything like that at that point. But again, it was just a better experience for people. And the people were still like, hey, this is awesome. But again, I want the implementation. I don't want to learn how it all works, or that's cool, but I also want to learn, just tell me what to do for convenience. So okay, we've got to put that on. So it was 2020 was when we launched all the program side of things as well. So that was like, 2 years of development for that. And then it was another year until we had all the nutrition coaching side of that. And then we've still been building out, like even to this day, the AI involved in that is is all continually being upgraded and developed. Like it's learning, it is machine learning. So that's ongoing, and it's still getting better and more fine-tuned. Each week I go back through all the member stats and data and say, okay, where's everybody tracking at? Is this how it would actually work if they were working with me one-on-one? Yes or no? Yes, great. No, we've got to change something. So yeah, what's that like? It's been like 5 years, maybe 4 years of straight development, I would say. And it never stops. It's something where even just this morning, I got off on a call with my app team, my app developer, my lead there, and we're just going through, okay, what do we need to change for our projects for the next 6 to 12 months? Because we already have that mapped out of like what we need to do. And we're like, hey, we just had this thing come up. We just launched a new forum, a new community section. Like, hey, we've had this new feature come up, but we had a lot of people demanding a slight change to it to make it even better. Like, hey, we got to do that. And that's actually surprisingly more of an urgent matter than other tasks. So how are we going to rework our entire schedule to develop things? What's it going to cost us? Who do we need to hire to bring that in? It's a big job. But it's fun. It's fun. But I realize now a lot more of what I do is more tech than actually everything else. It's more about, hey, what's the idea we need to implement? What's the tech involved in there? What are the resources we need to pull from to be able to make that happen? And then obviously how do we make that happen? How quickly make it happen? And then be responsive to that.
Okay. And when did all this happen?
So this...
Because this happened during lockdown or right before lockdown?
Yeah, so I've always been looking for a gym since 2012 or so. When I was working in a gym, I was like, I want a gym. Like I nearly got a gym back in 2014. I had a lease signed and everything. I was ready to go for that. The only reason why it fell through was because the actual current tenants didn't want to leave. So it wasn't even my fault. Like had they wanted to leave as they were bound by the contract to do so, I would have had a gym back then. Thankfully, that didn't go ahead because that wouldn't have let me do all that I do now.
Everything else.
So I've always wanted a gym. I've been looking for the perfect location every single day for literally years. And then when I started going on tour, I started to realize how much more important it really was, because I was being in so many different gym environments, trying to create content, trying to film stuff, and just being frustrated with the inability to do what I wanted to do. And I was like, the only way I'm going to find the perfect gym location to run a workshop from, to film content out of, is if I've got to make it myself. And it became a bit more urgent around 2019. And then I remember I was in, I think I was in Denmark at the time, and my mum, she messaged me, she's like, hey Eugene, I found this warehouse. And I was like, okay, send me some photos. And at this point I was just like, I think I just finished up an event at a really horrible location. Not in Denmark, I like the Denmark gym I was at. Where was it before? I was somewhere else. And I was really frustrated. I was like, you know what? I just want a gym now. She sent me, I was like, yep, cool. I'll buy it. It's done.
It's fine.
Do it. Just take it. It's got roof. It's got space. We'll take it. That was mid 2019. And then throughout the rest of the year, I was still traveling, so it was all being renovated, thankfully, at the time. So when I got home in early 2020, back to Melbourne here, it was close-ish to completion, and I've already started ordering my equipment, of course. So it was March 2020, so like maybe a week or so before lockdown, or maybe when lockdown actually hit, everything, or 90% of everything was done. There was a couple pieces of equipment still were due to come in, but that was about it. And I was like, this is so lucky. That everything would just came together right when lockdown hit. So I could just like make my content and do my thing. But then of course, like I built the space initially to do events from. The plan was like once a week or at least once a month, run workshops, some kind of interactive events for people to come to. And I've done 2 in 2 years, or 3 years. And I don't have any desire to do anymore. Because things changed so much. Not even from lockdown, but just from having, even if I didn't have lockdown, I think that would have changed my perspective because of how my social media grew, how my impact grew, and where I felt my time was best spent. I realized, hey, me having 30 odd people here for a weekend, 16 hours, 20 hours, that's a bad use of my time. It's a horrible use of my time. Great value for the people. They love that. It's good interaction. It's a good experience, which is why I still want to do some, because there is a novelty to that kind of intimate experience and I enjoy it. But I realized that's a horrible return on investment for me. There are better ROI things for me to be doing. even if it's just resting, so I can create more content
Yep.
outside of this. And that was it. So I've got 2 lat pull downs. I haven't used a second lat pull down at all. I've got, that hammer strength row. I haven't used it at all, ever. I got it just to show how shit it was. What else do I have here? There are a few pieces I just haven't touched.
Yep.
I got them more so as teaching things,
Okay.
more so than actually something I wanted to actually use.
Yeah.
I've got the abduction adductor. I think it's a good machine, but I don't use it much.
Yep.
Because I don't need it. But I got it because I wanted to teach with that.
Yeah.
As a teaching tool, as a prop.
Yeah.
That was it.
Makes sense. I like it.
Yeah.
It is very impressive. You do ask
Thank
me.
you. Thank you.
Can't wait to actually try some of the things out. Which brings me to our subject. What are we training today?
I think we're doing a little bit of everything. So my training, I've got a lot of different goals, always. My next 12-month goals, I've got the typical strength ones, like I want to increase my squat or my bench or my deadlift, that's always there. I want to get into running properly, so I'm working my way up to running, just to start with 5Ks, unbroken. I didn't care at the time, so I wanted to be able to get through it. Because for me to run 5Ks now, I'll stop 1K in. If I get to 1K and I'll be dead and I've got to walk for a bit, I want to run it unbroken. I think that's a good target. I'm working on flexibility, so splits, middle splits, front splits, and I am working on my handstand skills as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's a little bit of everything. And these are skills that I've worked on intermittently over the last 10 years or so. But now for the first time in literally probably 10 years or so, I'm actually at a place where I can devote the right amount of resources to it. Because the last couple of years has been crazy with business, so that's settling down a lot more, and my role is a lot less hands-on because the team works in the background. And before that, I was traveling.
Yes.
And before that, I might have had time working as a PT or whatever, online coaching, but I didn't have knowledge base. I didn't know how to do it all. So now I'm thinking, okay, this is actually a good time now where I've got the resources, the time, the desire, and the capacity to handle it all. So those are my goals. So today, we're doing probably some. I'm trying to remember because today today's a run day. I'd be going for a run, but I'm not doing that because that'd be boring for you and for the viewers. But we will do some a low volume upper body thing, so a couple of exercises upper body, push pull, and we'll do a little bit of conditioning work, so a little bit of cardio, and I can't remember. We might do some stretching work, maybe.
Handstands.
We can if you want. We can work on that. We
can everything.
Yeah, we can do a bit of that if you want, as a bit of a skill work. Yeah, so it's a little bit of everything. It's very different to what I would usually do, like years ago.
It is very different to what I do.
Yeah, that's why I love it.
Point of the
that's
show.
why I love it because it's what excites me is because someone who's so heavily into powerlifting, bodybuilding, and got very good at those things. By being good at things, you have to miss out on other things. There's always going to be the opportunity cost of that. And now it's like, okay, there's other skills I want to do. I want to eventually go back to jiu-jitsu as well. That won't happen next year because of what these other goals are. But eventually that will be part of the goals as well to work that in. So it keeps it interesting because lifting gets boring. If it's just for muscle and for strength, it gets boring.
Do you think you'll ever go back to bodybuilding?
No, absolutely not. Definitely competition-wise, no. I'll always care about hypertrophy training.
Yes,
building muscle mass. But even that takes up a small percentage of my time now. I would have devoted 80% of my training towards hypertrophy stuff in the past. Now it's 10%. Now it's 20% of my whole week of work because it's something I care about.
Yeah, that's good. Always good to change it up.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's
okay.
train.
All right. Cool. Great.